Welcome back to Sunday Yoga Ritual, where we come onto our mat together to reset our nervous system so we can stay steady and strong throughout the week. And I'll be really honest, my nervous system has been dysregulated. I feel it's my responsibility to come, show up as a regulated presence, but that's not how life is all the time. Life is going to throw things our way that are going to challenge us. They're going to stretch us. And hopefully we'll learn a lesson or two so that when it comes around again, we're a little wiser to the situation. That's not always the case. I know I get the same lessons over and over and over. Sometimes it feels like. But what I want to talk about today is an overwhelmed or dysregulated nervous system. When our nervous system is already dysregulated, just one more thing, one task at work, one caregiving ask, one broke down thing can really send us over the limit. It can send us into a spiral or a rumination, or maybe even just I give up. I can't do this. I thought it was going to get easier. I thought I would get some help. And the truth is nobody's really coming to save us. So it's our responsibility to tend to the parts of us that feel overwhelmed, to tend to our needs first so that we can show up more steady for ourselves and for others. You've heard it before. You can't pour from an empty glass. So today we'll fill the glass. Come into your comfortable Sukhasana, your easy seat. Invite you to close your eyes if that feels safe enough for you. And just notice how your breath is right now in this moment. No need to judge or to make it mean something about you. Our minds are meaning makers. They love cause and effect. Why did this happen? Or if this happens, I'll do this. And we'll see if we can set that aside for our practice today. So begin breathing down into your lower belly. And as you notice your gentle breath in your lower belly, also notice what's present for you in your internal landscape. Maybe it's your outer landscape, wherever you might feel tension or pressure. Perhaps a grasping. Aparigraha means non-grasping. And in yoga, we work to release the grasp. In fact, while your eyes are closed, take your fists and clench your fists. Imagine you are holding on to something or holding on to nothing, but just begin to clench your fist tightly. Sense into your forearms, your biceps, your chest and heart space. Take one more breath here and squeeze your fist just a little bit more, if you can. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to release the clench in your fists. Opening your palms. You could rest your palms in your lap. And just notice now what it's like in your forearms, your biceps, and especially your heart space. You can open your eyes when you're ready. This feeling of clenching, this is a feeling that the mind can have as well when we're grasping onto control of a situation, needing something to be a certain way, or being upset that it's not a way that you planned it to be. So we'll work on releasing the grasping. We'll be working with Aparigraha today. Let's come into tabletop. From tabletop, we'll start with cat-cow. You can always place a blanket under your knees or your hands. Spread your fingers wide. When you're ready, Lower your belly, draw your chest forward and chin up. And then push the floor away. So you're really sending your energy down into the ground as you arch your spine and tuck your chin. Move through this 4 or 5 times at your own pace. See if you can notice anywhere in your body that might be grasping, that might be holding. We don't need to examine how it got that way. Come into a neutral tabletop. Take an inhale. Bring your big toes together and exhale back to child's pose. Walk your fingertips forward. Exhale completely. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale. And release your breath. Nice and smooth and easy. There's nowhere to go and nowhere else to be right now. Walk your hands over to the right and stretch into your left side body. Reach your sitting bones back. See if you can soften. On your next inhale, walk your fingertips all the way to the left. Rest here. And then walk yourself back to center. Come back up to table. Tuck your toes under. We're going to push back to down dog. Keep a bend in your knees. Press down into the floor. Spread your fingers wide. You can walk your dog if you'd like. Bend one knee and then the other. Unwinding any grasping in your knees or ankles. Find stillness. Come up onto your tippy toes and begin to lower your heels down towards the ground. Take one more breath here. Let it all out. Rock forward into a plank. Draw your hands and toes together and slowly lower all the way down to the ground. Your hands under your shoulders. Come onto the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up to cobra. Draw your chest forward. Chin can look up if that's okay for your neck. And exhale, lower down. Reach your fingers behind your lower back and interlock them if that's possible for you. Press down into the tops of your feet. In fact, let's bring feet together. Inhale, lift just your chest, shining your heart forward. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to lift just the feet together. Pressing your feet together. Inhale, lift up. Great. Lower down. And this time all at once when you're ready. Draw your knuckles down towards your heels. Allow your neck to be long like you're flying through the sky. Then exhale, release. Come down to the mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Come onto your toes. We're going to come up through plank, back to down dog. Use your inhale, push up. Exhale, down dog. Breathe here. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Then open your hip to the right. So you're going to bend your knee and kick your right toes behind you. If you'd like to do some circling with your ankle, this can add some lubrication or mobility to your hip joint. And then come back to center. Lower your right leg down. When you're ready, use your inhale, lift left leg up, bend your knee, and open your hip towards the left. Circle with your toes if you'd like. One direction, then the other. And come back to neutral pelvis and lower your left foot down. Inhale, come back to plank. Pull your feet and hands together. Lower all the way down. Come onto the tops of your feet with an inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Come on to your toes. Press up through plank. Back to down dog. Inhale, right leg up and back behind you. Then we're going to take the knee past your nose and plant it between your hands or somewhere thereabouts. Lower your left knee to the ground. Inhale, reach up into lunge. Press down into the floor with your right foot. Look up. Open your heart. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Come off your left knee and step back to down dog. Inhale, left leg up and back, and step it between your hands. Lower right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Press down into your left foot. And exhale, fingertips to your mat. Come up off the right knee and step back to down dog. Last time, inhale, right leg up and back behind you. This time we're going to bring the ankle towards the left hand. We're coming into pigeon, and it's going to be different for everybody because our hips are all very different. So lowering down. So what we're looking at here is pigeon pose has a right angle with your shin to your neutral hips. I don't have that range of motion, so mine looks more like a 45-degree angle. Square your hips, meaning your hip bones are like headlights and they're both facing in the same direction. You might like to step your left toes back a bit. You can come onto your fingers. You could use your blocks. On your next exhale, we're going to release and we're going to start walking down. So you could use blocks. Bringing your forearms to blocks. A blanket can be really helpful, or a block placed under your right sitting bone. Or if you have more flexibility, you can come all the way down to the floor. Our hips have denser tissue, so we can spend a little more time in poses where we're stretching into our hips. So imagine again, let's squeeze the fists together, squeeze the whole body. And exhale, release. If that felt good, I invite you to do it one more time. Then begin to walk your hands closer to your body. Come onto your left toes. And you might have a nice little grunt here as you stretch back up towards the ceiling and down. Walk your dog. Come into stillness. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. And then we'll come towards pigeon. Lower your right knee. You might step it back. Square your hips. Lift your heart for one breath. And then exhale, begin to lower down. Doing any shimmying that feels good for you. Noticing tension, but not needing to judge it. Not needing to get rid of it. Oftentimes when we have pain or tension, we just want it to go away. We don't want it anymore. And the pain, that tension, has information. Our body is incredibly intelligent. There's a lot of information if we can get a little quiet and listen. When you're ready, with your inhale, begin to walk yourself up and come back into down dog. Take a couple breaths here. Keep your knees bent. And then begin to tippy toe slowly, all the way up to your hands. Step your feet wider than your hips. Grab each elbow in your hand and release your neck. You could shake your head no, nod your head yes. Bend your knees generously here, almost like you're going to go all the way into a malasana. You're going to come all the way up. Reach up. Hands together, exhale, forward fold. Plant your right hand between your feet, and then inhale, lift left arm up to the sky for a twist. You can look up towards your left thumb. Keep your gaze down towards the floor. Stretch your arms in opposite directions. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat, and inhale, reach up with the right. Exhale, back down. Bend your knees generously. Press down into the earth as you rise all the way up. Good, heel toe your feet together, back to hip distance apart. We'll take tree pose. Shift your weight into your right foot. And we'll take tree pose at your own skill level today, your own pace today. So you may just bring your heel to your shin. And this may be enough of a balance. If you like a little bit more, you can bring your full foot to your shin or all the way up to your inner thigh. Lift your chest, shine your heart forward. Press everything into the center line. And if you feel like you have your stability without grasping, without curling your toes down and really trying to make this happen, find your balance and begin to grow branches. It's okay to be wobbly. It's even okay to fall out. But if we're rigid, you can imagine it's winter now, and the trees are cold, and sometimes they're frozen. Sometimes there's that ice layer on tree branches. And it just takes very little for that branch to snap. Let's lower the left foot down. Shake it out if you'd like. Shift your weight into your left foot. And then find tree on the right side. You might find that you have a difference in side. I certainly do. And just notice, but try not to grasp. Let's not grasp to have both sides the same. When we wobble, when we let ourselves maybe even smile through the wobbling or the falling, grow your branches up if that feels right for you, we're more flexible. We're not so easily broken when something happens. Maybe even look up and exhale, come down. Take your feet about one leg length apart. Sit down into your hips for goddess pose. Your toes could be slightly outward. Really come down into this. If you want to do a little pulsing, that can be helpful. And then find stillness in your goddess pose. Reach your arms out. And on an exhale, see if you can lower your fingertips to the mat towards the opposite foot while keeping a neutral pelvis. Last one. And press yourself up, lower your hands down. Sometimes we need to challenge our body to feel our true strength. Sit back down into your hips. And this time, let's alternate our weight to the opposite toes. Lifting right heel, lifting left heel, breathing along. One more time on each side. Press down into the earth to come up. Heel toe, your feet together, and let's come down onto our backs. Keep your knees bent and a blanket close by for Savasana. With your feet about as wide as your hips, knees bent, press down into the earth with both feet. Once you feel your steady foundation, with an inhale, begin to lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Use an exhale and come back down. Invite you to do this one more time. Press down into the earth as you lift your hips. Draw your knees down towards your toes, creating a little length. Notice if there's any holding in your body and see if you can release. Exhale, come down. Draw your knees to your chest. Maybe rock back and forth. Little spine massage. And find stillness here in Apanasana. See if you can soften into this shape. Do you have a tendency, if you can't feel it, it's not working? I know that's been common in my mind. How's this working? Drop your mind into your lower belly and let your body work it out. We're so heavy with the mind, problem solving, the future planning, the evaluating, the judging. Release your grasp on needing to figure it out. You don't have to go all the way to acceptance, but finding a middle ground between holding on tightly and feeling your own boundaries without needing to push through. Now we'll squeeze into a little ball. We'll grasp onto our whole body. Bring your forehead to your knees and squeeze, giving yourself a hug for your practice. And then pay attention here that when you release the squeeze and begin to open up into your Shavasana, see if you can notice any changes or any shift in your body or your mind. You might like to cover yourself with a blanket. And rest your hands on the ground, letting ankles splay open. Once more, before we drop deeply into our Shavasana, curl your toes and curl your fingers into little balls and begin to tighten your entire body. Flex your butt cheeks, hug all your muscles towards the bone, squeeze all the muscles of your face. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. Let it all go. There's no need to hold on to anything here right now. Let your body be held by gravity and by your yoga practice. Soften your forehead and the corners of your eyes. Imagine all your face muscles softening, getting heavy with relaxation. Check in with your shoulders. See if they're grasping. And see if you can roll them back into the earth and relax. A common place I hold is in my belly, in my hips. So if you're like me, just release. Let go of that holding right now for this moment. Maybe imagining your whole body like a cooked spaghetti noodle. If your mind wanders, as you bring it back, just notice if there was any holding in your body that came with that thought or sensation, any bracing or guarding. Right here, while it's safe enough, let go. We don't need to reprimand the mind for wandering off. Perhaps notice its hold on us, its own grasping. Imagine what it would be like to soften the grasping of your mind. Imagining the ocean, one wave after the next, yet each wave need not make meaning of the wave before it or itself. Each wave breaks and recedes and moves through this rhythm without holding on to the part of it that was a river. or the part of it that was a creek before, the part of it that was in the sky before it rained down into the ocean. Let yourself be just like the ocean in our final moments of Savasana. Keep coming back and releasing the holding as often as you need. When you feel ready, please listen from within. When it is that you feel ready, you can begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers or toes. Reach your arms above head. Give yourself a full body stretch. Bend one knee, then the other. Pause here and just take another moment to release any sense of holding in your hips or your throat. And roll to one side. Or we'll pause here. When you feel ready, come back up to your Sukhasana. We'll sit together for a few moments of meditation. Check in with your mind and your body and your breath. Bring your hands to heart center. And bow towards your heart. Take a breath into your heart space to release any tension. And sigh it out through your mouth. A body that learns to tense or to guard as protection, or even can be as control, like we brace, we're ready for impact, or we know what's coming. But I'll share something with you that my mentor shared with me, and it's, you are always safer with your heart open. And so try this week, when it comes to you, if you notice any holding in your face when you're thinking really hard. That was my go-to at work. My whole face would be so contracted because I was thinking so hard. And the information comes a lot easier to us. The body messages, that comes a lot easier to us when we're not constricted. Again, if this has been your pattern for a long time, it's going to take some time before your body learns that it need not hold, it need not brace. So be gentle with yourself, especially this week. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and letting me share some of my practice with you. I enjoy this time we have together. I'll see you next week.